canceled the school for someone dying.
Yeah.
And they're using a snow day for that day.
So they responded to your letter saying, "I can't believe you did this. I want my refund."
I have a long email basically saying like, we're using a snow day. We thought this would be a good way to use a snow day.
Okay. Well, Mark disagrees.
I want my fucking day back, bitches.
All right. So what we're going to do is, before we start, we're going to try and see if this call works.
Why don't we just do it on the show?
I'm recording, but like...
Are we recording right now?
Yeah, but there's no point in making it part of the show if we call and nobody answers. So I figured we'll put it in the beginning. And if it works, that's the beginning. And if it doesn't, I'll just delete it.
Okay. Do you want to introduce it?
So, yeah, you guys don't even know what this is. So this is a call that says that our Social Security number has expired and that we need to renew it.
Okay.
Social Security numbers don't expire, but we don't know that.
I like how you got to point that out. You want to make that clear. Just in case anyone's confused, they don't expire.
So let's
just so in case you're confused, Gravity does not expire. You don't have to renew. There's no subscription service for Gravity.
So I was thinking we could join one by one, saying, my Social Security number expired, and then another person could chime in and say, "Oh yeah, mine too."
Sure.
And then we'll see what they have to say about that.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, I'm calling them.
All right.
Hope they answer.
They're never going to answer, dude. I think you have to just get them when they call you.
Well, they said call us back at this number.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought...
It says calling.
Okay. I had one today. It was like, you're now a certain age that you need Life Alert or something.
Fraud Prevention Unit of Social Security Administration. Due to higher reports, all the lines are currently busy. Leave us a voicemail and one of our representatives will contact you shortly.
Leave a voicemail, Jay.
Thank you.
Hi, how you doing? I got a voicemail saying that my Social Security number expired and I would like to unexpire it. So if you can give me a call back, my number is 631-676-1181. I'm assuming since you called me, you already know my name. So, please give me a call back and let's get my number social again. All right, thank you.
You hang up?
There we go.
You may want to... You should have done more of a serious call because you were kind of joking on that thing.
I thought it was serious enough.
What if I call up and you do a more serious call and we all three of us call and use the same phone number?
Okay. All right. Why not?
Okay.
Skype makes this as difficult as possible. Okay. Try this again.
Okay.
I don't like how you can't hear it ringing.
It's kind of weird. Why don't you do the sound? Go ding 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 ding.
Ring.
Brian's a better ringer. Go, Brian.
Ring. Ring. That's all I got.
Brian, can I record you and make my phone ring?
You have reached Fraud Prevention Unit of Social Security Administration. Due to higher reports, all the lines are currently busy. Leave us a voicemail and one of our representatives will contact you shortly. Thank you.
Hey, this is Bob. I'm getting on an airplane tomorrow. I need my Social Security number for the airplane. I don't think I can get on the airplane without a Social Security number. My understanding is my Social Security number is expiring. Please call me back. Oh my God. Please, it's 631-676-1181. That's 631-676-1181. I need my Social Security number. Please call immediately. I'm in a panic. Please call me.
Okay. And now Brian.
Right.
Oh, I don't have anything prepared for this.
We didn't either.
What's the number?
I wrote mine out earlier this morning.
What's the number I got there?
It is 631-676-1181.
No, Brian. When you're going to say the number, we'll say it for you.
Well, all of us say it in unison.
You know what's going to happen when I go? Somebody's going to answer.
Yeah.
I hope so. Ring, 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 ring.
Ring, 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 ring.
Jingle, jingle. Unable to add participant. Did they block us?
Oh, man.
You can't call the fraud the number trying to scam us.
I know. It's like you can't even prank scammers anymore. Let's try it one more time.
Where is this world coming to?
It's probably just one person's cell phone.
Yeah. I can't believe people are calling me.
This is rude. I mean, I call people all the time and try to steal their money, but this is absurd.
Still calling. Thank you, Skype, for not adding a ring function.
You have reached Fraud
There we go.
Prevention
Oh,
Unit
there you go,
of
Brian.
Social Security Administration. Due to higher reports, all the lines are currently busy.
Fine,
Leave us a
I'll give the
voicemail
phone
and
number
one of our
when it's time for the
representatives will
phone number.
contact you
Okay.
shortly. Thank you.
Hi, I just received a call earlier that my social security number has expired, and I don't understand why. I just sent in my renewal membership, and I just checked my bank account, and the account cleared, or the check cleared, that is. So, can someone please call me, because I need my social security number to do a lot of things. You can call me at
631-676-1181.
That number
Thank you.
again is 631-676-1181. Bye.
why do I feel like that's the Cards for Kids number or something?
631-676 gift cards for kids.
All right. I wonder if this person's even going to realize it's all the same number.
Let's see if they get a call back. I leave this on the show and let's go with the show from here.
Okay.
See if we get a call back.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 311 of The Brink of Sanity. Hopefully the rest of the show will go better than our prank calls.
I have a question for you guys. Do you guys get regular physicals?
Not in a long time.
When I go in for a physical, the doctor's basically like checks my breathing and tells me I'm fat. Like I feel like when I was younger, there was a lot more like hands-on physical. You know, the physical's more like you tell me how you're doing.
Yeah, like the last time I had a physical, the doctor was just like, "Okay, what do you want to talk about?"
Yeah, why are you
Wait,
here?
it's
And I
like a
was like,
therapy. It's like a therapy session.
Kinda, like, what's wrong? And I was like, well, I kind of just want to be checked out to make sure I'm not dying.
Yeah, and he's like, well, you called me.
Yeah.
I want to be checked out in case I'm dying. And he's like, "Dude, you're standing there. Get the hell out of my office."
He was like, newsflash, you are. Okay.
We're all dying. It's called
Yeah.
life.
So Jay, you go regularly, and Bri, you go every once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're supposed to, especially now that we're all older, we should go like every year, right?
Yeah, I usually have something where I go in for the doctor and I'm like, and he's like, oh, it's been a year. I'm like, okay, well, let's do the physical too.
Okay, so the reason I ask, up to this point, I haven't had a doctor. Do you guys like have a doctor when they say who's your primary care doctor?
Yeah.
I went like 2 years without a doctor, and I just got one about a year ago, and that was the physical when I went in, and she was just like, all right, well, what's wrong?
I mean, it makes sense. If you should probably only see your doctor once a year unless anything's wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I haven't had a doctor, and when I got pneumonia, everyone's like, "You don't have a doctor?" I'm like, "Well, I guess that's why I have pneumonia. I don't have a doctor." And anyway, so one of the doctors that saw me in the hospital, I ended up seeing him afterwards and went back to him, and he gave me a physical, and he's going to be my doctor going forward, I guess. Nice guy. But I have a question. So have you had these? So I went back for my follow-up, and they gave me like a tetanus shot, and they do a couple other things. Have you had these things done, or this like? I sometimes think doctors do things where I'm like, they're just trying to rub the bill for no good reason.
Sorry, did you just say you had a tetanus shot?
Yeah, and a tetanus shot.
Why?
You know what that is, Jay?
Isn't that when you like cut yourself on a piece of rusty metal?
Yeah,
That's-
but you're supposed to get it like every 10 years.
Yeah, no, I hadn't had one in over 10 years, so they gave me a tetanus shot. What's
Oh.
weird about that, Jack?
Those things hurt. She wanted to give me one, and I said no.
No,
Yeah,
I,
my arm is still kind of bruised from it. It was like on Monday, I guess. It's
no,
still, like,
I missed that missing link. I thought you were like, I haven't had a physical in a year or two, so the doctor gave me a tetanus shot.
Oh, you thought like it was like the after, like the doctor's just like hitting me with like just jabbing with stuff now.
Yeah, the doctor
Take
like
AIDS. You got AIDS now.
he like checks your blood pressure, he takes your temperature, and then he gives you a tetanus shot.
Well, he was just making sure I was up to date with my shots. Anyway, so he had a couple things. So he goes, they're first like, we're gonna do an allergy test, and I was like, well, I'm not allergic to anything. Why are we doing an allergy test?
Because
And
maybe
he's
you
like,
are.
well, we just want to do an allergy test to make sure you're not allergic to anything. I'm like, well, the one thing I am allergic to is penicillin. Are we testing for penicillin? No, we're not testing for penicillin. We're testing for like pollen, dust, a bunch of like random things in the environment. We're going to test for all those things. You'll lay down, take your shirt off on your back. We'll do these things and we'll see what you're allergic to. And then I was like, well, I have zero symptoms from all the things you're describing. I don't have allergies. They're like, well, you never know. You'll feel like sometimes people don't think they have allergies, but then we do it and they find out they have allergies.
Mark, how are you going to find out if you're allergic or something or not, unless we rack up the bill?
I was like, I don't understand. I have no symptoms. If I found out I was allergic to it, what would my like? If you said suddenly I'm allergic to like cat hair, okay, well I don't have symptoms from that normally. So is there a treatment for no symptoms?
That's
Well,
exactly
I
what
was reading
happened.
about this. This is like the new thing now because now they're blaming like all illnesses that people are getting on like allergies, food allergies, and stuff like that. So that's why they're doing all that now.
Oh, so wait, explain. Go on.
Well, that was all I really read from the article. It's just that like food allergies are at like they keep discovering new food allergies and stuff like that, and so that's what they're.
What are they?
so-
What are they blaming on that? Like they're
well,
saying.
I mean, they're just saying like, well, you're not for things that like don't seem to have any explanation. Now they're just saying, oh, it's a food allergy. It's an allergy. It's allergy is like the new hot
They're-
button.
They're like, sir, you know what? It turns out you didn't have pneumonia. You're just allergic to dust.
You're allergic to pneumonia. That's why you got it.
You should just not be around pneumonia anymore. So I thought that was weird. Have you
It's
guys
because we're all allergic to this failing environment that we have. That's the problem.
I actually
I
got
heard
an allergy test, and he said I am allergic to, you're not going to believe this, mold and cats.
Oh, you're like, that's what I've surrounded my life with.
Yeah, so basically my apartment.
Jay, you're also allergic to success. But so am I, so
Allergic to passing the CPA. Allergic to.
Hey, I passed. We got to cut out that part of the show.
I'm allergic.
is
I'm allergic to happiness.
Is there any update in the CPA? Have you gotten the? Has the government given you the CPA? Whatever they have to do next.
No.
Okay.
I check every day, but I heard it's probably going to take about 2 months.
Okay. When you get your CPA, will you on the air do someone's taxes?
I'm pretty sure that would enable them to remove my CPA.
I don't know what else. I don't know all the things you're qualified to do as a CPA. I just know you're qualified to do taxes. So
I think that's it, right?
Well, I can sign off on tax returns, but I can do a bunch of different boring accounting work.
Can you?
I'm glad you said that. Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
This is
sure.
not related to the CPA, but it's something that Jay just said. We all work in an office, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I actually
When
work at Jungle.
So, well, Jay just said this. When did sign become sign off?
You could use that in context.
But like it used to be like, hey, I need you to sign this. Okay. And now it's like, here, I need you to sign off on this. For like 35 years of my life, it was sign. And now all of a sudden it's sign off every time. When did that happen?
I don't know, but I actually didn't notice that until you just said that.
Really? I notice it all the time.
No, I've noticed people say sign off. I've noticed, like, I just haven't noticed the transition.
Yeah, nobody says like, hey, I need you to sign this anymore. It's always, I need you to sign off on this.
That's a good point. I don't know why they do that.
Well, is it something where, like,
So it's not like a CPA secret that you can't tell us?
no, well, I was going to say, isn't it, don't they mean kind of different things? Like, sign off means you're taking responsibility. versus sign this.
Yeah, but people say sign off when they're not taking responsibility.
Yeah, people say sign off like sign.
Yeah, I mean, I guess signing most of the time was you taking responsibility. Why else are you like putting your signature? You're not giving like an autograph.
Well, you're endorsing. You're not taking full responsibility a lot of the time. You're saying I agree with this, but it's still the other person's responsibility also.
I mean, the doctor said I'm going to sign off for this, and now I have a tattoo of his signature on my back.
Sorry, I just derailed the whole thing.
Yeah, no. Actually, you know what I also thought of from last show? There's one, you had said top 5 things that people say that annoy you.
Yeah.
I have one more to add.
What's that?
Don't at me.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's
Like, this is my opinion. Don't at me.
Yeah, you know what? First of all, you do it online. Don't be online. Just don't have a Twitter account if you don't want people to like respond. You're in a public forum.
It's like, this is my opinion. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Because you know you're wrong. You know you're wrong because you don't want people to tell you you're wrong.
Yeah, and people use it like on their Twitter handles or whatever. That's one way. But then you hear someone like on like a podcast or something will say like, he's like, I here's my crazy opinion. Don't at me for it. Dude, you're trying to promote yourself. Stop. Don't at me.
We also live in a world where nobody can have opposing views, because I saw somebody created a write her in 2020 because they're in denial that Hillary isn't running. And so I raised the question of, if you're just going to write Hillary in and Bernie's running, isn't that exactly what you complained about from what you call Bernie Bros 3 years ago? And they banned me from the page.
That's too bad. You're like, I was just about to vote for her. I was going to write her name in also.
It's just like people just don't want to hear any opposing views at all.
But here's this. Okay, on the same respect, I've heard people say like, we don't have freedom of speech anymore. No one wants to hear it. Like they don't. Basically, in the reference to like conservative speakers going to speak someplace and people getting shouted down basically for their views, and they're like, there's no freedom of speech anymore.
Well, I do have a problem with that, where a conservative will try and speak on a college campus and they'll like protest it. It's like, just don't go. Like,
well, you couldn't say the same thing about the conservative that's whining. Don't go also. Like the shouters have it.
Like if 90% of like the perceived like problems and outrage in this country or even in this world can be solved by just not paying attention to something.
I mean, that's true.
Like you know, like I hear all these people like these Trump people that are, you know, bitching about like, oh, I'm never going to watch Saturday Night Live. It's just all they do is make fun of Trump for an hour and a half every week. Well, don't fucking watch it.
Yeah, then the ratings. Then the ratings will go down.
You know what I was doing for the last decade? I just forgot I was on.
Yeah,
try that.
Like my dad sits home all day and watches all these random news channels, and then I go over for lunch and he's like, "Goddamn Trump! This is all he's doing. It's fucked." And I go, "Change the channel."
Right.
You don't have to sit here and watch that. And you know, it's just like it's so much of the outrage is just based on stuff that doesn't relate to anybody and is nobody's business, but somebody has to like fake an outrage about it.
You know, I started getting
annoying.
Political for a while, and then I realized it's just aggravating and nothing is going to change. And instead of getting upset about it, I might as well just play video games. Which is what they want.
I started a fight at work yesterday because it was Ash Wednesday, and so these two people were talking about how to get their ashes, and like somebody was making fun. Who'd you go get your ashes today? And she was like, "Yeah, it's none of my." And then this other girl's like, "Yeah, it's none of his bit, not me." Somebody else said this, and this girl's like, "Oh, it's none of their business. It's personal. If you want to go get your ashes, you know, if you celebrate religion, blah blah blah." And she's like, "That's right." And I just said something, or somebody was looking at me, and I just rolled my eyes, and she goes, "Oh, what did Brian say?" And they go, "Oh, he just rolled his eyes." She's like, "Oh, I have the right to practice my own religion." And I said, "Yeah, I actually have the right to comment about you practicing your own religion." So they're both in the same amendment. Look it up.
You should what you should have done is put an ash on your forehead, but then put a circle and like an X through it. The other test the guy wanted to perform, they said we're going to perform a calorie test. Do you know what a calorie test is?
I've never heard of that in my life.
So you can find out how many calories you need to live?
I mean, that's kind of, yeah. But the guy said, he's like, we're going to perform a calorie test. And I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And he's like, "A calorie test." What's that? Well, you're gonna breathe into this thing for like 10 minutes, and
I've
then
done that.
And I was like, okay, food has calories. What the hell are you talking about? And the guy, like 4 or 5 times before, he's like, oh, we're trying to determine the perfect amount of calories for you, in your ideal calories that you're supposed to ingest each day.
Yeah, I've done one of those.
Okay, so I was just like, I don't give a shit about losing weight right now, so I don't want to do that. I actually just had one on the pneumonia diet, so I'm good on calories. And the guy's like, well, don't you want to know your perfect No, I've no real interest in this. But we can move on. And he's like, well, then the doctor's like, well, do you think you're fat? I'm like, well, you're the doctor. If you think I'm fat, just tell me. Don't ask me like we're in a therapy session.
Yeah.
What happened on yours?
I think you have a terrible doctor.
I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I just remember, I had to breathe into a tube for like 20 seconds or something.
Well, this is why I didn't have a doctor at this point, because I get frustrated with all doctors.
Well, this guy sounds like he was just racking up the bill. I mean, he's doing stuff I've never even heard of.
So I had a blood test, and the blood test, he's going over all the things in the blood test.
Works, huh?
Jesus, like the CPA, you took so many tests here.
And so I hope he's one of our only listeners of the show is my doctor. And so he talked. He's like, your vitamin D level, you're supposed to be at a 30, whatever it is, but you're at a 29, but that's probably fine. You're just going to get a little more sun. And so I had read.
It's always good when a doctor says probably.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah. So anyway, there was this big big article. They had a long article in the New York Times about the guy who supposedly came up with the number for what your vitamin D level used to be 20. And this guy, about 20 years ago, had basically done these studies that people now think were fraudulent studies to get the number to 30, and was basically taking money from basically like these places that do testing for vitamin D. And basically the whole thing of 20 to the 30 number, there's question about whether this was basically just this guy trying to make money and the whole thing is fraudulent. So I was like, I think the number 30, I think that's actually not true. And the doctor's like, I'm the doctor. Yeah, I know, but if you read this article in the New York Times, the guy's like, you could email this to me. I'm just telling you. I'm like, I don't think the vitamin D thing is true. The guy must have hated me. I was arguing with him based on a New York Times article that he didn't know enough about vitamin D.
Fake news.
I don't know. I read this whole thing about this expose, how this guy was taking money from like these places that do with the testing for vitamin D, and how it was a whole big thing about, and the supplement companies.
So you basically just told him he's running a scam.
I was just like, you need to read up on this, basically, what I said to him. I was going to send the article afterwards, but I was like, he probably fucking hates me as it is. It's good that the first time you like really deal with a doctor to tell him he's wrong about medicine.
Yeah, no, it's good first impression.
But would you have done the calorie test?
I don't know. Maybe. Probably. Just out of curiosity, because like I've been going to the gym 3 times a week for a month, and I haven't lost 1 pound. So I would kind of like to know, like, how many calories is this going to take?
What if he said to you, your perfect number of calories is 2,122? What the hell would you do with that information?
Not much. I mean, it's like, how do you know how much calories are in things?
I mean, we all already know we should eat less and not snack.
Besides reading the label and telling you what the calories are.
No, like my girlfriend cooks. How am I supposed to know what calories are in that?
Honey, before I eat this chicken, we have to go down to the lab to get it tested.
I thought everybody eats out every night.
Or if you order takeout, it's not like you order from Seamless Web and they have calories on things.
I mean, even if you're getting like, let's say you're eating cereal and there's calories on a thing, are you pouring that exact amount?
Yeah, who's eating a serving size? The serving sizes are the problem.
Yeah, it's impossible to eat if you want to get full on cereal, you're having like 5 servings.
I do find that like I have 5 servings of cereal, and like a half hour later I'm like, I'm hungry.
That's why I stopped eating cereal. I get hungry immediately, and I'm like, well, I just had like 700 calories of cereal, and I'm hungry already.
I do kind of crave it in the morning. There's something about the milk and cereal thing in the morning, but maybe it's just the sugar I'm craving.
Could be. I mean, you're probably better off having like a Snickers. At least it's got nuts in it that are a little filling.
But if you have the information, like we all know we should eat less. I'm not going to sit there and being like, I exactly what you said. Most of the things I'm eating all day, I'm not like I spread peanut butter on like a sandwich. How many calories was that? I don't know.
Yeah, and have you seen the serving size of a peanut butter? I probably have like 7 servings of peanut butter on a sandwich.
They should like mandate serving sizes are just bigger, so we don't all get completely confused by everything.
Yeah, they really should make it like normal human servings.
Like we know the serving size for a bag of Doritos should just be the bag of Doritos.
Yeah. Or else don't sell it as a bag.
Well, you know why? Because people aren't going to buy it if they see 1,400 calories in a bag of Doritos.
I think people will just buy it anyway. We don't give a shit as a society. We're like, fuck it. If I'm buying us like a Snickers, I don't need the Snickers to be broken down to 7 servings for a bar.
Some people do.
So Jay, video games.
Okay.
You like video games, right?
I do.
Rod, you like video games?
No, I hate them.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about video games. I actually have a question. I have one game in particular. I read an article about this. Red Dead Redemption. Are you a fan of this, Jay?
No.
Do you know the game?
Yeah, everybody loves it. For some reason, I'm in the vast minority on this one.
So that means Jay hates it.
So it's Red Dead Redemption 2, actually, the one I'm talking about. Are you talking about part 2 or part 1?
I didn't play part 2. I only played part 1. I didn't like it.
So apparently part 2 cost $240 million to make, which is like a cost of like a blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
Took like 8 years to develop. It sounds like the fucking most... It's apparently like a highly rated game. The most boring fucking game ever to play.
That's the way I felt about the first one. That's why I stopped. I didn't play it.
Yeah, so they gave a list of things you do in this game, and these are things you're doing in a row. Like, wake up in camp, bathe, eat beans, feed/brush horse, ride for miles across a map to a mission waypoint, get sidetracked by someone on the other side of the road yelling for help.
Oh yeah, I was at somebody's house while they were playing this game, and he was buying a horse, and I was like, "Can you shoot the horse?" And he's like, "I could, but then I'd have to get another one." And I was like, "Can you shoot it for me while I'm watching?" But he wouldn't do it. Oh no! And then I was like, "So once you buy the horse, I was like, can you shoot the guy who sold you the horse and get your money back?
Just kill everyone."
Like, yeah, he was like, I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I got to buy this horse," and he didn't have any money, so he bought like a handicapped horse, like that couldn't run. And I go, "Why don't you just shoot the guy and take all the horses?"
Yeah, why did he shoot?
He was like 16 years old. He was like, "Oh, I didn't think of that."
Give that person a ride back the entire way you just came. Go shopping for groceries. Return to the mission waypoint, which requires you to ride across the map again. 100 yards short of your objective, accidentally ride off a cliff and die. Scream at void.
So they added a bunch of stuff from the first one. The first one was like, I want you to give this letter to this guy, and then you ride across the desert in a horse for like 15 minutes, and then you give the guy the letter, and he's like, "Oh, thanks. Tell that guy I said thanks." And then you just ride across the desert back on a horse for 10 minutes. And it was like, I just felt the whole game was just riding in the desert on a horse. I was so bored.
Well, they should just call the game Riding in a Desert on a Horse. But if I go 15 minutes and that's all I'm doing, I want my money back.
Yeah. That's called open world because you could go anywhere. You don't have to go get the letter. You can go to the left and you could look at a pig and a pen.
Yeah. Do you remember, like, I like Mortal Kombat. That was a fun game. You know what Mortal Kombat did not have? 28 square mile map. It didn't have 200 species of animals, including grizzly bears, alligators, and a surprising number of birds. Mortal Kombat didn't take me 45 and a half hours to play through, plus 150 hours to reach the 100% completion. Because that was a fucking good game, and this sounds like people have lost their goddamn mind.
See, I'm playing a game that has all that stuff right now, but it's actually interesting.
What's the game you're playing now?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay. I'm sure you didn't make that up, but what do you do in this game?
It's kind of like in the future, and society is back down to like little camps, and you're using bows and arrows and stuff. But there's
so it's in 2020.
But yeah, but
why are we back to using bows and arrows? Like people are just like, let's forget technology now.
Well, that's the thing. There is technology. There's animals that are machines, like machine animal hybrids, and
that's what we're doing with the like. we've mastered the AI, and we're going to merge that with animals.
I believe the plot reveals itself slowly while you're playing. I don't know why the animals are there. I don't know why they're like malfunctioning and chasing me and running me over.
Okay, so what? So is this? It reveals itself slowly. Like, what goes on in this game? Explain to me how this game works.
So you start off and you're in part of a camp, and they don't know why the animals are there. They have their like holy land, and you're not allowed to go beyond it. And they know areas.
Is this game by M. Night Shyamalan?
Is it by George Orwell? Sounds like Animal Farm.
Yeah, they know areas where there's like, rundown, I guess, cities or factories or whatever from the ruined civilization, and you're not allowed to go there, but you end up going there and figuring stuff out slowly.
So what have you figured out so far?
I found a factory where the machines are produced, and I haven't found out why they're being produced, but I broke it. I broke the factory.
Do you care why they're being produced?
Well, yeah, because they're malfunctioning and not behaving like normal animals and attacking humans now. So I kind of want to stop getting chased and trampled on. So
how do normal robot animals react?
No, they're supposed to act like actual animals. They're just robots.
Animals don't exist in the society, or like are there? So
no, they're still animals.
Is there a robot bear and a regular bear?
Yeah, there's like a robot horse, but then there's like real like boars and foxes and rabbits and stuff.
Do the robot foxes ever get it on with the real and robot animals ever get it on?
I don't know.
Oh, is that something maybe you'll find out later on? Maybe
maybe that'll be slowly revealed.
The game eventually just turns into a giant robot / real animal orgy.
That might be the big finale ending. Who knows?
Would you try to return the game if that was the ending?
No, I'd be like, okay, you got me. I'd look in the credits to see if you wrote it.
They're like, we spent $240 million for you to do a giant animal robot fucking scene. yeah, that's what we did. Okay, you guys should have read the script ahead of time. So basically, the game is something like you're kind of in a mystery, and you have to solve this mystery, kind of.
Yeah, but there's also other like cities of humans, and they don't get along, so there's like fights with humans as well along the way, and trying to get.
When you fight with someone in that game, like, you get killed, you have to restart at the beginning, or do you start where you stopped?
No, they're pretty good about it. They start you like a little bit back, but you don't lose much. It's not like Nintendo where it's like you just start the whole game over and everything's done.
You don't have to do like the Contra, right, left, down, up, plus whatever?
No.
Okay. Brian, does this appeal to you at all? Playing how many hours would it take you to get this game done?
If you want to beat the game, probably 35. If you want
I want to play. I want to play forever and never beat it.
Well, no, there's like different. There's all these different.
I feel like that, yeah.
There's all these different side quests, and the
side hustle.
Yeah, side story stuff that you don't have to do, but you could.
Mark, I'd probably tune in like when we got to the orgy part. I'd probably want to check that out, but other than that, it doesn't sound very appealing to me.
You could play for 100 hours if you did all the side quests and stuff.
Is that they said that, or you're just guessing?
I'm going by the percentage of like how much I've beaten versus how long it's taken me.
Do you do any of the side quest orgies?
Yeah, I'm doing all the side quest stuff.
Can you? Is that like a thing? I know you just like Bryce. Like, why don't you just shoot everything? Could you like? Is one of the things so you could like just start fucking anything?
Yes, it's a robot fucking simulator, but there's some side quests that reveal the plot.
Just to move on, I have a question. When you guys go, how often do you guys go clothes shopping?
Like once a year?
Yeah,
maybe.
Almost never.
Yeah. Would it be helpful when you went clothes shopping to also have like a gym at the store?
Why?
No. It wouldn't.
Kohl's is shrinking its stores and adding Planet Fitness gyms to their stores.
Why?
I don't know. This is not by the Onion. This is the real story.
Do they want all the clothes in their store to be sweaty?
I imagine there's like a separation, but like it's the
Yeah, but a lot of
like,
times
the way
when
like
you
a
go-
Starbucks is in like your supermarket. Now they're gonna have a Planet Fitness in your clothing store.
But a lot of times when you go clothes shopping, you try on the clothes before you leave the store. So now you go into the gym, getting sweaty, and then trying on the clothes. And then if you don't want it, sweaty clothes are on the shelf.
Well, maybe you should apply to Kohl's or Planet Fitness and basically help them avert disaster.
Yeah, whoever was their marketing person is, they dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah.
Kohl's and Planet Fitness. I know a certain CPA who should do marketing for you.
There you go.
He's not a CPA yet.
Yeah, I can't say
Right.
that is true. No, that is true. I got a letter saying I can't say that.
Hey, speaking of the gym, I have a question.
Sure.
How come there's never any mass shootings at gyms? It seems like that'd be a logical place.
Because there's a lot of strong people at gyms.
Yeah,
mean,
but you just walk in, just start shoot. Like, I mean, if I was gonna shoot up a place and I wanted to kill as many like horrible people as possible, I wouldn't shoot a school. I'd shoot up a gym. Or do you think that's just like it's not worth like nobody would care if they shot up a gym because it'd just be all gym people that got killed?
I mean, I feel like I don't know. I mean, shootings happen everywhere. I guess people are people have weapons. Like people can take a weight and like hit you with it. So like, there's more likely that people will.
Yeah, but those shootings only take like 10 seconds. I mean, they're over in.
I don't think there's enough
less than a
people.
minute.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know a lot of the shootings, they only get a couple people, but they go to places where they could potentially get a ton.
I was going to say what their motivation to shoot at a gym, but a lot of times these people don't have motivation. Like, there's no motivation why they went to a school or anywhere else. So
I know,
No,
but
but
I mean,
like-
if I just wanted to, like, if I wanted to do a mass shooting and have like, nobody really cares that a bunch of people got killed, they would just go to a gym.
Yeah,
Well,
but
is that-
like if you
is
go
that the
to,
point of the mesh. Sorry.
well, I'm just saying, if you go to a movie theater, there's 100 people sitting right there. If you go to a
Yeah.
gym, everyone's spread out. There's all that gym equipment too. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
at the gym, you have a lot of people who are running in place.
there's but there's obstacles and stuff.
Plus, you get the mirror, so you're gonna think there's more people than are actually there.
Yeah, it's not the ideal mass shooting.
Yeah, I guess not.
place.
If you are going to do it at the gym, do you wait until after your training session? Like, thank you, that was a good workout. Now let me get my Uzi.
Pretty sure the people who would shoot it aren't members.
You don't think the guy's shooting? Well, why not? I mean, like Planet Fitness is $10 a month. Anyone could be a member, basically.
They just get mad because people didn't wipe off the machine.
Yeah.
What if you went to like Jay? Are you in Planet Fitness?
Yeah.
I think you said you. Yeah. So what if you go to $10 a month? What if you go to Planet Fitness and you saw like ISIS was training there? It's a cheap place to train.
I mean, do
Well,
they have a sign that says like "Be quiet, ISIS in training," or like how do you know it's ISIS?
Yeah, maybe you don't know. Maybe you just see a lot of people and you do a lot. You just go like, "Hey,
Is this a see something, say something moment, or
yeah, Jay. Let's say you go to your Planet Fitness and you're in Queens where there's a lot of diversity anyway, and you see everyone kind of looks like they might be an ISIS member. You don't know for sure, but as they're doing like lunges, they're all saying "Death to America." Do you see something and say something? Do you go on the treadmill and just ignore it? What do you do, Jay?
Probably finish my workout first. I don't want to blow my cover. And then maybe I just, on my way out, I go up to the front desk. Like, hey, FYI, they're training terrorists on the second floor.
FYI, and also they did not wipe off the sweat on the treadmill. It's kind of gross. Could you please talk to them about that? And no Death to America.
And 2 of the TVs are out because they're always out. Planet Fitness.
Is it impossible to have all treadmills working at the same time at a gym?
I think it's also impossible to have all the TVs working.
Those things just seem like they're science hasn't figured that part out yet.
We can go to the moon, but we can't have working gym equipment and TVs.
you're
Yeah.
assuming we went to the moon?
I think that's a topic for another week.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe when
yeah.
Mark's not on the show.
Okay, Flat Earther, let's go somewhere else with this. What else is going on with you guys?
Well, there was on Sunday night of this week in my hometown, there was a fire at a local family-owned grocery store in my town, and my whole town has gone batshit crazy over it. You would think it was like 9/11 that happened. I mean, there was what?
Did anyone die or what happened?
No, nobody died. Nobody got hurt. Nobody died. I don't think anybody got hurt. If anybody got hurt, it was like super, minor and whatever. But so the place burned down, and people are going. They had a vigil outside the place the night after.
The whole place is to the ground, basically.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, they had to level it once they came in, like the roof caved in and stuff like that. And I guess they're going to rebuild, but people on the internet are going fucking crazy about this. Like, I keep joking, like, did they send grief counselors to the schools for the kids to do this? And like, when is Lester Holt going to come and do his little news story about it? People are going crazy. It's just a store, it was an overpriced store to begin with.
Did you say that? And the person staying next to you was like, My dad owns that store, you asshole.
No, but there's 2 or 3 people I work with. They go there all the time, and they're sick of my jokes for the whole week.
Can you do me a favor? Could you, if you don't mind, for next episode, can you frame Stickman for the fire?
I don't know. I really hope it comes out that like it was intentionally set. It would really just make my day because it would shut all these people up. But I mean, they're like, you would think it was 9/11 that happened. Like, it was the worst thing that ever happened in town.
Does it make you feel better if it was intentionally set? Like, if it does not intentionally set, you're like, my house could just burst to flames. Oh, it's an arsonist. My house is not going to get hit by arson.
No, just because like everybody's like, oh, our heart, thoughts and prayers to the owners. Oh, we're gonna help the family. We're gonna help the owners rebuild. We're gonna be there when they come back. And then it would just be great if it was like, oh yeah, we set the fire because we're sick of this fucking place.
Oh, the insurance. What you should do is when people are saying, let's send our thoughts and prayers. Say, you know what? We usually reserve thoughts and prayers for shootings. No one died here. Is there something lesser we can say?
Yes, we need someone to do less.
Yeah, thoughts, no prayers, because prayers are reserved for shootings. Sorry, it's just a fire. No one died. Just thoughts.
See, they probably had the vigil because they thought it was the worst thing that happened in town because they don't know about Stickman.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Was it awkward during the vigil when there was a silent moment and you started singing the roof is on fire?
Well, I didn't go to the vigil, so.
Okay. Well, that would have been a good thing to sing.
Yeah.
Why did you go to the vigil?
Because I probably would have gotten into a fight with somebody.
They probably have a restraining order against Bry already.
This is so sad. It's so fucking stupid. Dude, why'd you come?
To tell you how stupid it is.
Are they?
I came because they held it in the McDonald's parking lot that was across the street, and I just wanted an Egg McMuffin. That's all.
Are they raising money for the store? And when they're raising money, are you like, it's called insurance, asshole?
Oh yeah, there's a GoFundMe page already going out. There's something for the people who used to work there that are unemployed now. And it's funny because like the Facebook group for my town is like all these people like railing against like, they're all like MAGA people and like railing against like, welfare, food stamps, and helping the less fortunate. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, somebody's unemployed in our town. Oh, we have to help them.
Yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, like 2 days ago you were like, fuck the poor people. Let's cut all the, cut welfare and cut this and that. But that's all politics is anyway. It's all just macro bullshit. Like, I don't like any of this. Oh wait, it happened to me. No, wait, I need this.
You know why it burnt down? It's the goddamn immigrants.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we had a wall, we wouldn't have fires.
It's true.
Yeah.
So our good friend Alex Jones did a live Q&A yesterday.
Did you finish reading? He was on Joe Rogan with a 5-hour show, and I have not listened yet. Jay, how far did you make it in that?
I thought those two hated each other.
Apparently, no. Apparently, he just did a 5-hour podcast with him, and they started off the show by saying that basically they no longer hate each other.
Oh.
I listened to the first 5 minutes. They got into Sandy Hook. I had to turn it off.
I got
Jay,
2 hours and 20 minutes in.
Should I go? Should I keep going?
I don't know. It's out there. I got to tell you. But
I mean, the last time I listened, he was on once before, and they got into different dimensions and multiverses, and like it went from normal conspiracy stuff to just fucking like this cannot be stuff he really believes in,
Yeah,
or
that
he should be
happens
locked
again.
up.
That happens again.
Okay. So he did a Q&A. What happened?
So
separate from the Joe Rogan podcast. He did a
yes,
Q&A.
Yeah. I think he tore his bicep, so he had surgery on his arm. So I'm assuming he was on some pain medications, but I think he mixed it with a lot of alcohol because he was slurring. He did the entire Q&A with one eye shut to stop the double vision, and at least 3 different times he just started hysterically crying. So it was a complete shit show. I think he answered like one question.
And yet people just don't like abandon him. People are like, sounds good, you my holy leader.
Yeah, I was saying like I put in the chat room, I was like, by Q&A you meant get blacked out drunk and speak incoherently. And people are like defending him like, because you never heard of painkillers, asshole. Like that is way more than painkillers.
What could he say that they would like lose outside of like him saying? I bet if he came out like tomorrow's show and said, I love Barack Obama, he's wonderful, he's who we should be following, they'd be like, he's never said anything bad about Obama, you're an asshole, he's always supported Obama.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's a weird situation.
You guys want to do a top 5?
Sure.
Did you guys actually do it?
No. I forgot. I kept thinking today was Wednesday.
Color me shocked.
What?
Said color me shocked.
Jay, did you do it?
Most.
Okay, whatever.
Well, you sent me like 5 top 5s, so I did like 4 of them.
Yeah, was it supposed to be for everything?
No, it was supposed to be. I guess I didn't explain it. I was like, here's the thing. Come up with the worst thing to say at each situation.
I thought you said the top 5 in each situation.
Yeah, you said top 5 worst things to say at the following places.
Oh, yeah.
So you meant one for each?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
So you meant 5 top 1s.
So in other words, we were not on the same page.
So
Bri didn't do anything. Jay did 5 for each one, and I did 1 for each 5.
Jesus Christ. This is all your fault, Mark.
It is. So I came up with a list of 5 situations and said, what's the worst thing to say in this situation? I have one thing. Jay has 5. Bri will try to think of something, and we'll see which is funniest for each situation. How's that?
This should go well.
You know what's the funniest? This situation.
Yeah. I always think it works best the top 5 when we have no idea what the other one's talking about and we get it completely wrong. That's always how it goes best.
I think when you come up with
the top 5 worst things to say on this podcast.
When Mark comes up with a top 5, I'm going to restate it because every time Mark writes his instructions, it's always like, no, I may have wrote that, but I meant something completely different.
That's why I didn't do it. I was like, I'm not doing 25 things here.
I thought you said you didn't do it because it was Wednesday.
Well, when you first did it, I was like 25. Like I was like, I'll just wait till the last minute and do it. And then I'm like, I'll do 25 of these. Then I was like, well, I'll just pick the same 5 for each thing.
Okay, you would have been closer to what Mark was originally planning.
Okay, worst thing to say at a birthday party. Jay, you want to read 5? You want to read 1 or 2 of them?
You said a little kid's birthday party. Are you changing the rules now?
It just says kid's birthday party. I'm looking at the message now.
Okay, kid's birthday party. Well, no, because birthday party and kid's birthday party are 2 different scenarios.
What? Fine, little kids, just whatever, Jay.
Okay. When does she turn 18?
It's a good one. Brian, what do you got?
What am I doing here?
All right, that was our top 5. Thank you, everybody.
That was good. Hey, could you imagine how awkward it must be for non-practicing pedophiles at kids' birthdays?
Wait, say that
Kind of a long statement.
Hey, can you imagine how awkward it must be for a non-practicing pedophile to be at a kid's birthday party?
That's good. That's good.
I had to get a pedophile. Joking. Okay.
No, I had a pedophile joke too.
Yeah.
I don't have kids. I just like being around them.
I was at a kid's birthday party, and I'm like, it was a bouncy place, and I couldn't see my daughter, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, it's kind of weird for you to look around and just stare at other kids. I don't see where my daughter is, and I'm like, weird. It's kind of just it's weird. I'm not gonna. People are like, what are you staring at? Why are you staring at other kids? Where's your kid? I can't see that.
Well,
I gotta walk away now.
you know that show Impractical Jokers?
Yeah.
One of the punishments was one of the kids was a plant and had a shitty diaper, and the other guy had to find out which kid it was. So they brought him to like this big kids park, and obviously he doesn't have a kid, so he's trying to sniff all the kids' butts, and he doesn't have a kid in the kid park.
Oh my god.
It got really bad. Like they caught on that he didn't have a kid there, and like they're telling security, and like it got really bad.
That's really funny. What? Yeah, Brian, any other ideas, or Jay, any more?
Thought we only had to do one.
Jay made a list of 25, so I'm giving Jay the chance to.
Well, let him do his 25. I have a list of one so far.
Okay. Do you have any more? You want to go to the next one?
We can go to the next one.
Okay. At the office to a coworker.
Oh, I had a ball with this. This girl I work with a couple weeks ago got her wisdom teeth out, and they the dentist like screwed up or something with the Novocaine, so she ended up having a bruised face for like a week and a half, like right around her chin. So basically, for 2 weeks, I was just making domestic violence jokes at her. So one of the things was I asked her to do something, and she said, "What?" And I said, "I already told you once."
I feel like you're very popular in the office, Brian.
I am. I'm getting worse by the day at my office. Like my level of giving a fuck is like decreases every day, and I just blurt things out. I'm gonna blurt the wrong thing out one of these days. But
do they do like a norm thing for you when you get to work? Like they're like, it's
No,
Brian!
no, because I'm always the first one in.
Oh, okay. Hey, just to call their bluff, I've been going on ISIS message boards and posting our office address.
That's a good one. I have I memorized your bathroom schedule because I like to use the toilet right after you.
I like that one. Oh, by the way, for the rest of them, Jay and I will read our things, and Brian will tell a story about work.
Whenever I'm approaching the bathroom and someone else is going into the ladies' room, I always say, "I'll race you."
They're probably like Brian. That never gets old. I want to see.
Yeah,
I want to see.
actually, at Brian's office, I'd like to be. Hey, did that guy have his shirt off in the bathroom?
I don't shit at work.
Oh, that's right. You also can't shit if it's not home. I remember that.
Yeah.
Also, a good thing to say to a coworker, I don't shit at work. Just letting you guys know.
Just throwing that out there.
Just want to make sure everyone understands I'm not one of those freaks that shits at work. I don't shit here. Just letting you guys know. If I'm in the bathroom for a long time, it's because I'm reading an article.
That's why I scheduled this meeting.
Jay, you got any more? We go on the next one.
We could go to the next one.
Okay. On a crowded subway. By the way, this top 5 bit, stellar. It's awesome. Everyone loves it. On a crowded subway.
I definitely don't have a bomb.
I know we just met, like crammed here on this packed train, but do you want to have a Me Too moment with me?
I think this one might be the worst one. I have bed bugs.
That would not excite people.
No.
Brian, you want to try?
Who's the one that doesn't smell like shit?
This one is actually a real one that I hate hearing, and Brian's not going to get it. It's showtime.
They're pretty cool. I in fairness, they're pretty, like the stuff they do. I'm always impressed by the stuff they do.
Yeah, but they did it on my train on the way home every day for like months.
Is that when they break into like stupid dances? Like
Yeah. They break into these dances, and they're entertaining to watch. It's just like it's awkward at the end when you try to look at the ground and not give them money.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I just did dangerous stunts on a moving train. Feel free to give me nothing.
I didn't tell you to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody asked you to do that.
I was trying to listen to a podcast, not your mariachi band, so I'm not going to give you money.
Do we have any other ones for that?
I've got a guitar. I'm going to play it and sing.
Who wants to dry hump?
Let's talk about God.
That's the. I think what is it? Jim Gaffigan has a bit about like he's like if we're all so religious, why do we all get so awkward when people say I want to talk about God? Okay, add an Infowars rally.
Hi, I'm Jay.
Did you don't you go into the name Brink of Sanity?
Yeah.
So hi, I'm Brink of Sanity, and they're like, oh, perfect, death to Brink of Sanity. This is amazing. I had just assumed the existence of people dumb enough to support Infowars was a hoax.
That mass shooter was a white male Republican not on prescription drugs.
9/11 was not an inside job.
Why don't you adopt the kids you're forcing to be born?
I mean, maybe the solution to immigration is taking everyone's guns away.
AOC
Barack Obama's an American citizen.
AOC has some pretty good ideas.
Well, would it be so bad if the government took over healthcare?
This thing happened the other day, and it happened exactly the way it looked.
I saw a plane flying, and there was stuff that was coming out of the plane. Turned out it was nothing really. The entrails didn't really hurt anyone.
Bill Clinton is not a rapist. They actually sell Bill Clinton as a rapist T-shirts on their store.
Do you know? I kid you not. Hillary Clinton has a vagina.
No, they think Michelle Obama is a man, not Hillary.
Oh, because I would have gone Hillary over Michelle Obama, who's the man. But
yeah, no, they think Michelle Obama is a man and Obama is gay.
Okay. At church or synagogue, depending on which religion you want to go with.
Where are the little boys at?
Just no confusion. I meant in a sexual way.
Who brought the condoms?
No. You're wrong. Male gender was assigned to Jesus at birth by cisgender fanatics. I think if you study the teaching of Jesus closely, you will understand that Jesus never chose a gender.
Wait, why don't you people pay taxes?
Jesus was Middle Eastern, wasn't he?
I'm just wondering, do you think Jesus was well hung?
I don't have any more.
When's the boy orgy start?
All right, that was our top 25.
If you didn't like that bit, that's not surprising. What else is going on, guys? Did you know that apparently 20 states right now have introduced vaccine exemption bills to make it easier for people to not have their kids vaccinated?
Because it causes autism?
Yes, because they pretend it causes autism, yes. Tell me you don't actually believe that.
No, I think there's something in our food that's causing autism.
Well, I usually mix my food with vaccines, so I'm not sure which it is.
Oh, man. Yeah. You got to do a double-blind study.
They say basically there have been a lot more measles outbreaks because people aren't getting their kids vaccinated.
Yep.
Which apparently measles had almost been eradicated, but can't eradicate stuff when we have people as smart as we have in our country.
Pretty sure people are getting dumber. Although
we need the eradicators.
I think there's something in our food that's making us dumber.
If you listen to Alex Jones, that's exactly what he says.
That's something that's in our food making us dumber?
Mm-hmm.
Well, literally, there was something in our water in Michigan that was making people dumber. Lead. Yeah. That literally was what was going on.
Yeah. No, but he thinks it's done on purpose.
Well, actually, in Michigan, it was done on purpose, and the governor didn't go to jail.
We've got food that's killing us. We've got water that's killing us. We've got storms that are killing us. It's kind of almost like the planet hates us and wants us gone.
Why don't we talk about something more fun then? I really this is going off a cliff. What's going on, Bri?
I have a kind of a random question.
Please.
All right, so last week Trump was finally made it to Vietnam. The war was over though.
Yeah.
To meet the Rocket Man guy, right?
Yeah, Rocket Man.
So when they meet, do they have to? This is a weird question. Do you think though? Like, does Kim have to go through like a metal detector and get patted down before he meets Trump?
I'm gonna say no.
No.
I'm gonna say there's the chances that if they're gonna try to kill Trump, I don't think he's the one who's gonna take a gun out and shoot him.
No, but just like in general, like when world leaders meet, like if Trump meets, like say he met like that dude from France or
you're saying
Canada or whatever. Like when they meet, do those guys have to go? Like, do they have to go through security?
Right. If you got to meet Donald Trump or any world leader, you'd have to go through security. Do they?
Yeah.
I would say no. That would probably cause an incident.
Because if I'm Kim and they're like, all right, you're gonna have to go through the metal detector, and then I'd be like, well, I want to make sure Trump goes through the metal detector, and then it becomes like
Jim, we want to make sure you don't have a nuclear bomb on you right now.
I mean, knowing the government, they have some high-tech metal detectors that can detect it from, 100 feet away or something, so that they don't.
Are you reading about technology on Infowars?
No, I just feel like the government always has technology for like decades before it gets released to the public.
Do they? I have no idea if they do. Where are you getting this from, Jay?
From every technology that's ever been released.
Give me an example.
Computers, cell phones.
I mean, the government was working on that for a long time, but it wasn't like a high-tech secret.
The internet. Yeah,
so do you think like during the State of the Union, all the senators and congressmen have to go? I assume they probably have to go through metal detectors, right?
Do you think Donald Trump has to take his shoes off before getting on Air Force One?
No.
I know you're the president, but we have to. This is a security measure, and also only 3 ounces of liquid on your carry-on, Donald. Bri, are you in mourning?
For
Luke Perry.
I'm not as in mourning as Luke Perry as I am bummed out about Alex Trebek.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, that was the other one. Well, if the world had to lose one, which would?
Well, I would sacrifice Luke Perry to keep Alex Trebek.
Apparently, that's not working.
It was a rough day the other day. We had Luke Perry, King Kong Bundy, and the guy from Prodigy.
King Kong Bundy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who I already thought was dead like 10 years ago.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I would have guessed he was also dead. I would have just assumed. I also kind of just assumed he died when Andre the Giant died because I forgot like he was a separate person.
So, Mark, let me get this straight. You thought we were getting too down, so you decided to bring up people who died. All right. Just making sure I'm following your train of thought clearly.
At least it's just about politics. I want to get away from politics. Where our show does not
I
get
wasn't
funny.
really trying to talk politics. I was just like, it always interests me, like when, well, I guess it's politics, but it's not really politics. But it's just when they meet, like if they have to go through security and everything.
No, your topic was fine. I meant previously we were getting a little before that. Yeah. No, your topic was interesting.
Oh.
Jay, I don't have anything.
All right. Well, we've already been an hour. You want to try the number one more time before we go?
Oh,
Do
yeah.
we have any questions or no?
Yeah, we did. We have a couple emails.
Well, we might as well do them because Mark will turn that in an hour and a half. So
we have at least 2 emails, and we have 1 question on Facebook. No, 2 questions on Facebook.
Let's start those now so we could be done by midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll Jay, you want to do emails, or do you not have them pulled up? I can do Facebook if you don't have the emails pulled up yet.
I don't have the emails pulled up.
Okay. Do you want to pull them? Okay. Andrew writes, any plans to celebrate St. Paddy's Day?
No.
No.
I plan to celebrate St. Paddy's Day by not going near anyone celebrating St. Paddy's Day.
It's like amateur hour at the bar.
Actually, we were making plans to meet up with friends, and the idea was either we're going to meet them this Sunday in the city or in New Jersey. not this Sunday, sorry, the Sunday, the St. Patty's Day that Sunday, or meet them in New Jersey. And I was like, are you crazy? You want to take our family into the city on St. Patty's Day and expose our kids to St. Patty's Day? I don't think that'll be less annoying than going to Jersey.
No, it won't.
Daddy, why is the train packed with people screaming and falling over?
Is it SantaCon?
To celebrate Irish heritage.
Dad, why are all the Santas drunk? And why are the two Santas back there screwing? Why do I know the word screwing? Lucas writes, shirts with long paragraphs. This is more topics here. Shirts with long paragraphs, bragging about the month you were born.
Is that a question?
No, they're topics. I asked for topics or like, so shirts with long paragraphs. I think that's kind of weird when people do that.
Yeah, because it's you kind of
tattoos with long paragraphs are more annoying than that.
Tattoos with long paragraphs. I'm just like wondering how long the person has to sit there to get that.
Like you can't sum up your life in like 2 words.
Well, also
you need
it's
a fucking
like
paragraph.
Then those are probably also the same people who are like, why are you staring at me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to read the wall of text on your shirt and or arm.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of shirts with like slogans on them? I don't mean like product slogans. I mean like trying to say like funny things.
I have like 2.
I have a couple.
I always think they're kind of like, so, unless it's like kind of really actually funny. A lot of times they're kind of annoying.
Yeah, I don't have a lot. What was the other one?
Bragging about the month you were born.
Oh yeah, it's not always the month you're born. It's a lot of times it's the sign. I'm a Sagittarius, so blah blah blah.
I'm a typical Virgo. Well,
Right.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Right, because every single person born on that 30-day span is has the same exact personality, right?
Yeah.
I'm a typical Virgo. I fall for stupid things like Virgo being real.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you shouldn't have dated that guy. He's a Capricorn, and you know you should only be dating Pisces. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that stuff's real. Do you know? Do you guys actually know anyone who's actually believes in the whole astrology crap?
Yeah, and they got into it so that it's not even like just those. If you're close to one of the other ones, you're like, I'm a Cancer on the cusp of Leo, and that's a completely different thing.
So that way, if you don't fit the mold, you could be like, well, that's because I'm really on the borderline, even though my birthday is 23 days past the beginning of one and 17 days before the next one.
Yeah.
Is it weird that we're all expected to know our sign, like this made up thing that has no basis in reality, and we're all like, we've all played the game enough to like, we're all like, oh, I know my sign at least.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised I know as many as I do. I think I just spit out like 8 of them.
I know my fantasy cat. I know my astrology avatar.
I don't think how many are there? 12, one for each month.
Yeah,
I assume.
I don't think I could name all 12.
They don't fall on the exact month, but there's 12 of them.
I know they like interlope.
Yeah.
Did the one for Cancer exist before Cancer was a thing? Or was that just poorly named?
I think it was poorly named.
Yeah, I mean that one and Lupus are really just unfortunate
Like, do you
names.
think the first person that got Cancer was a Cancer, and that's why it got named that way?
I'm a typical Cancer in that I've lost my hair and I'm dying.
Like, what if the first person that got Cancer was a Sagittarius? Would it be like, oh man, I got pancreatic Sagittarius?
Okay, let's rip on people with Cancer for the next 10 minutes. Go.
Okay.
I have stage 4 Leo. Okay, you want to move on?
Sure.
Yeah. You got the emails?
Lorenzo.
Oh, and Jason wrote he liked the last episode of the podcast.
Oh, okay.
That's very nice.
Listen, we get good feedback. Thank you, Jason.
I like actually getting feedback for an episode. It's good.
Yeah, even if you have bad feedback, we'll take anything. We're basically begging in the street for feedback.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to know that somebody.
We want attention. We want attention.
It's good to know somebody actually listened to the show.
Yeah.
Well, the question now closed Facebook. And today, the first question was from a listener I had not heard from before. So, and I think we have like at least one email from someone that has not asked a question before.
Well, I know Lucas, but that's fine.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, no, he's a cool dude.
Okay, well, go fuck yourself. I thought we had a new listener. Great.
Well, maybe he is a new listener. He's never told me he listened to the show, so
How do you know Lucas?
he's friends with Will.
Okay, fine. We do have one new listener.
You know, there's a race car driver named Will Byron.
Oh yeah.
I was watching. I was flipping through the channels when the Daytona 500 was on, and he was winning for a minute. And I was like, oh yeah, didn't he move to NASCAR country? Is he a racer now?
We do have one new listener. Rich Catino, beat writer for the New York Mets.
Oh yes.
He liked our podcast on Twitter. I'm going to pretend it's not an accident and give him a shout out because Brian and I are big Mets fans, and I'm a big fan of Rich Catino. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. And Brian, for the next 10 minutes, we'll discuss the Mets. So, do you think the Mets should sign another
Lorenzo
starter?
writes, "Hey guys, yesterday we went to the beach for the first time this summer in Australia. Once we dodged all the females taking photos of each other's asses, we were fine. Did you head to the beach last summer and did you find the same thing?"
I couldn't tell you the last time I went to the beach.
I last went to the beach when I was in Costa Rica. I went to the beach a good amount last, but because I have kids, so the kids like the beach, so it's different. I don't like sunning myself, but Jay, have you gone? When's the last time you went to the beach?
Probably a few years. I don't like the beach.
Yeah, I don't either.
I burn in like 3 seconds, so it's not fun. And I get
No,
bored.
I mean I burn also. If not for kids, I would not be going there a lot. But
and I just get bored.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't just sit there.
I could sit there and like read for a little while if you have like a chair with like an umbrella.
Yeah, but
Like,
if
you
I'm
have
gonna like
shade.
cover myself up, then why am I at the beach?
I don't know why you're at the beach.
It's just too much of a whole. Like if I went to like the islands, I would go to the beach. But like even I know there's like nice beaches, kind of like in Rhode Island and Long Island and stuff. But it's like I'm not gonna sit there and like the water's gross and it's sandy and it's just black people playing music too loud and it's just the whole thing.
Like I'm gonna go to a beach.
You gotta get there at 4 a.m. so you get a spot.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go to Thailand again in May. So I'm gonna go to one of their like amazing
You're going
tropical beaches.
Oh, you're going in May?
Yeah.
This is a big announcement.
Yeah. I just planned it. While
we were doing the show.
Today I got approval for vacation. So
where are you going in Thailand for the beach?
Thailand Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I meant, what, are you going to one of the islands?
I don't know. My girlfriend's going to be planning that because she's Thai. So she's,
I went there a number of years ago and went to the beach. I went to 2 different beaches there. It was very nice. How long are you going for?
it's a 2-week trip. I said we have to spend a couple days in Japan. So
Did you go to Japan last time?
we did, but we did so much traveling and transfers and stuff that we were both sick by the time we got to Japan.
Okay.
So like we really enjoyed it, but we did half as much stuff that we wanted to because we were just dragging ass.
Are you just going to Japan because you thought the girls were hotter there and they all like were into you?
Not just because.
Only.
Because I think that's what you said last time. You were like, they seemed to kind of into me, and like they were all like, they were so hot there.
And now he's got a CPA to back himself up here.
Oh, you're not into me? Did you know I could do your taxes in America?
Only in New York State.
I can tell you if that's a deduction.
All that sex trafficking money you're earning, I can write that off for you.
I could give you the standard deduction, or probably the standard deduction. That's all I know how to do.
I can introduce you to Bob Kraft.
I mean, itemizing gets a little complicated.
Do you want to itemize? That'd be a cool trip, though.
When are you going?
May.
What are we gonna do about the show while you're gone, Jay? Are you gonna record from there? Did you bring your podcasting equipment with you?
Can I crash at your apartment while you're gone? I'm going to be in New York in May.
Actually, I would love if you did that because somebody needs to feed my cat.
Oh.
Was your other plan to let?
Huh?
What week are you going?
The middle 2 weeks.
Well, that might be the week I was.
I was gonna say, Jay, was your other plan to let the cat die?
No,
I hope Pry wants to stay there. because we have no options.
I want somebody to stay here. We have Kat, my girlfriend, has a friend who lives near here, but she thinks our apartment's haunted and won't stay overnight.
Could we get her on the show?
I'm so mad. I'm like, you're putting my cat's health at risk because you think we have a ghost and you don't want to stay over. Cool.
You're like, our cat's health is at risk, but your friend is hilarious. Why? Oh, really? Could she come on the show? Could she come on the show? That's the fucking amazing. I want to hear why your apartment's haunted. Could we get her on and the psychic friend that Bri has?
Jay, do you live near a train station to get me to the LIRR?
Yes.
Where?
I'm going to the PGA Championship at Bethpage.
No, I'm asking Jay. Where do you how to get the LIR from there?
Well, I live a block from the N. You take that 4 stops.
Oh, yeah.
And
Never
then,
mind. You're right.
then
You're
you
right.
transfer to the 7, and then the 7 goes right to the LIR.
Yeah. Or if you take the N and you get to 34th Street, you're not far from the.
No,
You're
it's
not far
easier
from-
if you go to the Woodside station.
Oh, you're right. That's also a good point. But yeah, no, Jay's right. He's not far from the LIR at all. You
Well-
stay there. It would actually make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it would be beneficial for both of us. So think about it.
Yeah.
Well,
And
it's I was just
You,
looking at my
you need
calendar.
to breathe. You need to breathe in black mold. It's good for the show.
Oh yeah, the black mold, huh?
I think I am exaggerating about the mold.
Bright gets there. It's like a chuckle. He's like, "Holy shit! I already can't breathe."
I'll have mesothelioma before I feed the cat.
My apartment is like the tunnels in Stranger Things. I just got Netflix, so I can make jokes like that now.
Wait till I get to the other Netflix show. I'm going to do Fuller House jokes in the next episode. How far are you into Stranger Things?
I'm caught up.
Oh, you watched full 2 seasons?
Yeah.
What did you think of the second season?
That was very good.
Yeah. I like both seasons. I think I was even more into it in the second season.
Yeah.
Where
were we? Oh, questions, right. We gotta wrap this up.
Bri, stay with Jay. Oh, you were telling us about your
Yeah.
Thailand trip. Is there anything, by the way, is there anything different you guys are doing in the trip, or are you just repeating the exact same trip? I understand her going to see her family would make sense for the trip. But are you guys repeating the same thing, or is there other things you're doing?
I'm really pushing for Robot Restaurant because I think it looks amazing.
Can you explain?
It's basically an hour-and-a-half show with like lasers, dinosaur fights. Everything is like in a black light and neon. There's girls in scanty outfits, and there's like techno music, and like it just looks absolutely insane. And all the reviews I read said it's definitely a tourist trap, but it's still worth it because it's hilarious and like just awesome.
Okay.
And
I never even heard of it till just now.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah,
I actually thought it was like a real restaurant with robots.
Well, there is the outside has like these big robots you could like get in and
Yeah,
take pictures with.
I thought it was a restaurant where robots serve you.
Yeah, that sounded pretty cool to me. When you told me it was like a Broadway musical, I'm not as into it.
Because then I just figured it'd be like in Brooklyn or something, not all the way across the world.
Yeah, this sounds. I don't think I'm in on this. I'm looking at it now. Really, this is what you're into, Jay?
Oh, it looks so awesome. We stayed like a block away from it last time, and I couldn't get her to go. I was so pissed.
Why was she not into it? Because she's like, why was she not into it?
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, it's a cool trip. I've never been to Japan. I'm sure Japan's pretty awesome to visit. And I thought Thailand I went to once. I thought it was a pretty amazing place to go visit.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah.
Lorenzo, right?
I assume you're seeing her family?
Yeah, that's the main reason that
Yeah,
she wants to go. And I said, that's fine. I'll totally do that, but we have to spend 3 days in Tokyo.
Are you going to do Tokyo at the end or the beginning this time?
We might do it in the beginning.
Because I was going to say, like last time you said you were sick at the end, you might just be sick again.
Yeah, well, last time we also did so many transfers. I mean, we went from like Bangkok to Laos to her parents' place, and then to go to Japan. We had a stupid flight that dropped us off in Malaysia first, and
Do you have your flight yet?
no, I just got approval for the vacation today, so I'm going to book stuff this weekend.
When you asked for vacation at work, you were like, I want to take 2 weeks off, and your
then
boss was
quit.
like, your boss was like, how about instead of 2 weeks, you just have it all the time you want? Like, you never come back, Jay.
Well, I also asked for a week off this month. Basically, I'm burning every single vacation day I have because,
What are you doing this month?
nothing.
Oh, you're just taking like a staycation?
Yep.
Awesome. When are you doing it?
18th through the 22nd.
Just tell them you have pneumonia and the flu, and then don't go in for a week.
I don't think I basically didn't work for a month during that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, go to the next question.
Lorenzo writes, "Hey guys, I went to a Chili Peppers concert the other night, and my first concert in about 5 years, and I have to say that there were very few, if any, people recording the concert on their phone. I was truly surprised. Have these morons finally come to the realization that this is a pointless exercise?"
Or nobody wants to see the Chili Peppers.
That was not my experience the last concert I went to, unfortunately.
I mean, how often do people like look back at their phones to go see like the concert again that they videotaped?
I'd be shocked if anybody did that. I mean, we went through this already. It's distorted,
Yeah.
it's muffled, it's low res. Like, there's no point.
Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe people are finally catching on.
I hope so.
Some bands are getting real strict about it. Like there's some artists, like when you go, they give you like this like self-locking bag. You have to put your phone in and
Good.
like
If people are
stuff
gonna
like that.
be that ridiculous about it, then yeah, I like it. Kaz writes, "Hi guys, it's Kaz. It's been a while since I sent a question, but what are your thoughts on this whole Michael Cohen testify situation? With so much fanning evidence, I don't see why don't they just take down our Dorito in chief, aka Trump? Also, would love a take on the Robert Kraft situation and how it seems like both Kraft and Trump could get away with murder. No one would say a thing. As always, appreciate the podcast. Might have been MIA, but I always listen. The once a year you all decide to drop an episode. Take care. Oh, and by the way, Mark is the Groot to Jason's Rocket Raccoon. Take that, Mark."
I don't know what that means.
I didn't follow it, so it's fine. You want to explain that to me, Jay?
Well, Groot basically can only say his name, and Rocket Raccoon is the boss.
Okay, I still don't know. Is that from like the that Japanese show you were gonna see? Robot show?
It's Guardians of the Galaxy. They're in the Avengers movie.
Oh, comic books.
Awesome. So as far as the Robert Kraft thing,
It's hilarious.
I mean, I'm not that annoyed. Are you really that annoyed? Do you think Robert Kraft was like, I need sex slaves?
Robert Kraft's an asshole, and he's getting such a pass by everybody for not being an asshole. Nobody seems to understand that he's just like he used his dead wife to trick the players into agreeing to a shitty deal when they had the lockout back in 2010. The guy fucked over Hartford. He made a deal with the governor to move the team to Hartford, and then he backed out.
He was gonna bring the Patriots to
they had
Hartford?
a deal to build a stadium and everything, and then like a week later, he reneged on it.
Oh, that's fucked up. I was thinking for this thing in particular though, like, I mean, he's a moron for going there, but I don't think he's the same person as like, he's not the sex trafficker.
You wouldn't think so.
I mean, I wouldn't think so. Who the hell knows? Maybe
I missed that whole
joined the
story.
What did you say?
I missed the whole story.
Oh, he was going to like a
He got busted at a rub and tug. He got a blowjob for $100 at a Asia Orchids of Asia in Florida.
They busted like 25 people. Do you know who Robert Kraft is, Jay?
Yeah, he's the owner of the Patriots, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
They busted like 25 people, and I guess all the women giving the rub and tugs are all basically sex slaves. They were basically kidnapped into our country, is what they're saying, and they're still saying that Robert Kraft is into basically sex trafficking because he went there.
Wait, isn't he like 80?
77.
Yeah, he still looks good as like his junk played with.
But like, okay. I don't
Deflate my balls, bitch.
I don't understand when you're a billionaire why you still have to pay for it.
Well, I don't understand.
Stupid because he's a dumb billionaire. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, I don't understand why he didn't pay to have someone bring the person to his house. Like, why is he going to like?
I don't get why you
have
need
$1
to
billion.
pay. I don't get why you need to pay at all.
Well, I get. Well,
only he supposedly he had. I don't know if he still does. He had like a little trophy wife bimbo girlfriend.
I mean, at 77, I guess you're only finding women who are like, "Hey, hopefully he dies tomorrow."
Right. You just don't sign any paperwork. You make them think that they're going to get something, and then you get a rub and tug.
Or just find a hot one and just sign the paperwork, and who gives a shit? You'll be off the earth in like a week.
Or that. That's my point is I don't see why.
Yeah, I mean, you can get those high-class escort girls. They're not going to talk.
Yeah, I know. The bigger point here is why is he going to the rub and tug? Like, why not do something else?
Yeah.
Like, if he was into sex trafficking, he can get them trafficked to his house.
And the place is 40 minutes from where he lived in Florida. It wasn't like around the corner. It wasn't like his corner massage parlor. So somebody had to tip him off to it.
Sounds like a setup to me.
Yeah.
I guess word on the street is that Trump told him about it.
Oh, is that true? Is that true?
Well, I guess Trump. Mar-a-Lago is
true,
somewhere down there, but I mean, it would be amazing if it was.
Is that a going conspiracy, or you just made that up?
I've seen people like say that.
Wouldn't it be great if there was like a video of Trump and Robert Kraft next to each other getting like jerked off?
Peed on? Oh wait.
Peed on, yeah, peed on would be better.
High-fiving while they're doing
it.
What do you think about the Michael Cohen testimony?
I just find it weird where he's like, yeah, I lied to all you guys before, but now I'm totally for realsies.
I mean, he sounded for realsies. I don't know.
Well, he did when he originally testified too.
Well, it does sound like before he was like, before he was trying to protect Trump, and now he's like an alcoholic who's like, I'm at the meeting now. I'm a piece of shit. I just want to let everyone know, and I want to like amend my sins.
Well, he's got that, like, he's going to jail either way, so it's like, you know what, I'm going to jail for protecting this asshole, and why should I take the fall for him? So I'm just going to let everyone know what he's been doing.
There was some clip, basically, of one of the Republicans was trying to, like, get him, and they were like, well, what do you, like, someone like yourself, like, you lied now.
Oh, yeah, what do you call you? And he said, a fool.
Fool. That was pretty funny.
My favorite was, like, the three guys that were questioning him, and what they all said, well, I've never heard of you until today. And I was like, what? He's met with you guys already, like months ago.
You're like, oh, I see you all woke from your coma recently. Like, that's a bizarre thing to say. I've not heard of you.
Yeah, the guy from Louisiana was like, I've never heard of you until today. And I was a prosecutor, and I know that I put people like you away hundreds of times. Like, okay. You could just see Cohen would be like, what's your fucking point?
Yeah.
I mean, the positive of it leads to more investigation. So at some point they'll have real charges against Trump they'll never bring. I'm sure it's not going anywhere. But
here's the thing about Trump. I was thinking about this because I was reading some of his testimony. So Trump's clearly like being blackmailed or something by the Russians, right? We could kind of all agree on that. Like there's something
allegedly. We're not getting sued, Brian.
But it's like. So, like, he's running for office because the Russians are probably like, you're running for office and you're going to be president. And he basically did everything he could to fuck it up and not win, and he still won. You know what I mean? Like, he did, he would just say stupid things, and there was the Access Hollywood tape, and he's just like, all right, this should get me out of this, because he doesn't want to be president. And at every turn, people bought it, and he was just like, what?
I also have been thinking about he's kind of like a stand-up comedian in the sense of like the Democrats have like these consultants to tell them what to say, and they come up with all these like they test everything and they say the most bland shit ever.
Yeah. Trump
talks for 2.5 hours, has a crowd there, sees what the crowd reacts to, and just repeats those things. Like the wall thing, he just threw it out there at some point, and people were like, "Wall, that sounds awesome." He's like, "Awesome! I'm going to say that every time now."
Yeah.
Just like a comedian honing his stuff, basically.
Yeah, totally agree.
That's what the Democrats should do: is just try to get an audience, hone your stuff, do the same, Trump's method makes much more sense than like having consultants test your shit.
I have a crazy theory about Trump.
That he's crazy.
No, all right. Let's assume, just for the sake of this argument, that he wins again.
Mhm.
All right. Now, we all know he says like batshit crazy things, right? Because he's just trying to appeal to his base.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, what if he wins again? He won't have to run anymore. He won't need his base. Do you think he'll be less crazy or more crazy? You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to have to impress anybody anymore because he's going to be in. So he could just stop saying all the crazy shit he's saying.
I think he goes more crazy.
You think so?
Yeah, he's gonna be like, "What are you gonna do?" I mean, like Michael Cohen.
I mean, I think
Well,
Well,
got
like he's
nothing
not
to
going to
lose.
need those people. Like he's not going to need all the people, the build the wall people anymore because he got elected for a second term. So he could just like drop all that shit and just be like,
Yeah,
We're
but
talking
what
about a normal politician. He needs this shit for his ego. He needs
Yeah,
the
that's
crowds chanting for him. He needs to be loved by a certain amount of people.
Yeah,
so,
but what if he like really actually doesn't like guns, and now he's like, "Well, I don't need their vote anymore."
yeah,
So
what if he really doesn't like walls?
Yeah, like, what if he's like, he has even more out there ideas, and he's just been holding back? I like that theory.
I mean, I kind of had that theory that he'd actually not be so bad when he got into office. Like I thought of all Republicans, like more of it was an act.
yeah.
And he'd
That's
be
what I
less-
thought.
I was wrong, and so I'm going to assume from going forward that's this is really who he is.
Yeah.
I think we should probably the safest way to treat him is to assume this is exactly how he is. Whatever he's saying is what he really thinks, because it's probably true.
All right, thank you, Kaz.
Thank you. What?
Kaz, that was who wrote in the question.
Oh, I
Oh.
thought you said cats.
I
No.
thought you did too.
Yeah.
So Facebook? No. What?
We did Facebook
We
already
did
just
those.
now.
Oh.
We only had two.
Okay.
Are you into Jay? Are you into VR games? Have you got either of you played any VR games? Virtual reality? Like
No,
when
but
you wear the head.
I just watched a show about VR porn though. That was kind of interesting.
Tell us more from your show, Bri.
Just that it's becoming a whole new thing now, like a whole industry. There's technology companies where you can go and they will do like the 360 like video camera stuff, like, and you could get your own like VR avatar and like be a like virtual.
Wait,
reality, like,
you're going to a VR porn 360 store?
No, you go. No, there's like a company that like you go and like with all the cameras around you, and they get all your videotape all your angles, your faces, and all that, and then they like create a virtual reality avatar of you, and you could like be like in porn or in whatever, like be your own like video game character.
Oh, so like you're like, oh, you know what I really miss from porn? I'd really like to see myself naked.
Get fucked,
fucking.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I could see there being a big market for that.
Yeah, it's kind of in development right now, but the girl who hosted the show did it, and it was interesting.
Honey, are you bringing the headset into the bathroom again?
They got a lot of weird shows. You guys get that channel Viceland? They got Jay, did you ever hear?
I've heard
you
of
gotta
it. I don't know if I get it though.
You got to watch, if you get Viceland, Jay, you got to look for Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia.
What is that?
This dude just goes around to like all corners of the world and looks for like hallucinogenic drugs.
Huh.
Oh,
Crazy stuff like you've never heard of.
Interesting. Yeah, on Rogan they were talking about hallucinogenics that I've never heard of either.
Yeah, like it was just on right before we started. There was one about mushrooms that I'd already seen. And then there was one where like he was scuba diving looking for some like underwater thing. Like is like some hallucinogenic like agent or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Totally different note. Did you see the new thing about Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg had a whole speech about how he's going to make it messaging on there, encrypted, where only a few people can see your message. Like only small groups of people can see it. What you're writing.
Like
As
only
opposed-
Russia?
Yeah. They had a whole article about it in the Times, and some of the people in the comment section were pretty funny. They're like, "Oh, he invented chat rooms. Oh, he's inventing emails." It was pretty funny. Okay, you want to play the music today? The show's been over for a half hour.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back sometime in 2019.
6-7 weeks.
Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Everybody, it's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. Go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone.